Hey, welcome back to Home Video Hangouts. I'm Cody, and today I wanted to share with you why I believe it's important to buy and collect Blu-rays in 2024. This is maybe kind of a follow-up to my prior video where I talked about why it's important to buy and collect DVDs in 2024. But I wanted to share some of the benefits of Blu-rays that are different than what you'd expect from a DVD, because they have things like higher quality audio and video, and some collectors may prefer a higher format like Blu-ray for their collection. So let's jump right into the discussion and I'll give you some tips. So first of all, the obvious advantage to Blu-rays over DVDs is that they have a higher picture quality and a higher video quality. A lot of times when Blu-rays are released, the original filmmakers will kind of reformat the original film from what they put on DVD to make it better for Blu-ray. So this sometimes means upscaling the audio track to have a better audio track or remixing it, or it may mean adding some additional visual elements or kind of re-editing the original film to look better on the higher Blu-ray format. And Blu-rays are in 1080p, whereas DVDs were 480p, so it's essentially double the visual quality that you would have on a DVD. And this is especially important in modern times because TVs now with HD TVs are getting bigger and are taking advantage of higher resolutions. Many TVs now have 4K resolutions, and we're seeing TVs that go over 100 inches now. Many people have 65-inch TVs or bigger. And I would say at a certain point you kind of need to upgrade the resolution that you're watching for your content in order for it to look good on these larger TVs. And many 4K TVs will have upscaling technology in them to where if you put in something like a Blu-ray, it will actually upscale it to be 4K quality. So it's even better than what a Blu-ray would typically look like when it's watched on one of these modern TVs. And so just because of the types of TVs and sound systems in most people's homes nowadays, it could make a lot of sense to upgrade your collection to Blu-ray or just consider them going forward. And as I kind of alluded to, Blu-rays have better audio tracks as well. So Blu-ray discs are a larger disc format than DVDs were, so they can fit more data on them. And through that, not only was picture quality improved with Blu-ray releases, but also there were better audio tracks. In some cases, even Dolby Atmos tracks, which is one of the highest audio formats you can get on home videos. And so this is important if you have the proper equipment to take advantage of this. If you have a modern sound system with a receiver and everything that can handle Dolby Atmos or whatever track is on the Blu-rays you're watching, then that's typically a worthy upgrade that will make a big difference in your viewing experience of your favorite movies. In addition, though, I would say that there are some other benefits to Blu-rays, like, for example, while DVDs can be resurfaced if they're scratched, Blu-rays have a scratch-resistant coating on them, so they're less likely to get scratched in the first place. So that's kind of an added benefit for Blu-rays longevity, is if you take care of them and make sure they don't get scratched, then they will last you a long time. And then in addition to that, I kind of mentioned in my last DVD video how it's important when you start collecting physical media to come up with how you're going to store them. And one benefit to Blu-rays is they have smaller form cases. They're not as tall as DVD cases, and they're usually a little bit thinner, so it's easy to fit more Blu-ray cases on something like a bookshelf or a media shelf than you would be able to fit DVDs. So that's another thing to consider as well. Also, when it comes to prices, Blu-rays are more expensive than DVDs, especially new, but when you're looking at the used market, a lot of times you could find them for not much more money than a DVD. Many times I buy Blu-rays for anywhere between $1 and $5, and some DVDs cost $1 already. And so a lot of times you're not going to pay too much more for getting a Blu-ray copy instead, and it's going to have a DVD copy with it a lot of times anyway, which you could either resell or give away or do something else with. And in addition to that, if you're buying new, a lot of times they'll have both a DVD and a HD digital download code included, which will allow you to either resell those or you could redeem the download code yourself for viewing on the go. And so there's some extra benefits there as well that kind of help with the cost effectiveness of Blu-ray. In addition to that, Blu-ray players themselves have gone down in price too. So a lot of times you could find used Blu-ray players at places like thrift stores for as cheap as $10, and even new ones I've seen go on sale for like $40 or $50. So there's a low cost of entry to the equipment to watch Blu-rays too, and again, many modern video game consoles have Blu-ray players built in. Some computers have Blu-ray players built in as well, and so it's not hard to have the equipment necessary to take advantage of Blu-rays either. There's also an abundance of stores selling Blu-rays too, so most new movie releases are put out on Blu-ray, and there's more and more used stores popping up that are selling used Blu-rays, and I would say even with certain stores not wanting to stay in physical media anymore, there's still a ton of places you could find Blu-rays. So my advice for someone who wants to start collecting Blu-rays is very similar to what I mentioned in my DVD video. It's important that you do things like set a budget for how much you want to spend on buying Blu-rays and movies in general. It's also important to have a space in mind where you can store your movies, and whether you want to store the cases as well as the disc or just the disc in something like a binder or folder. And then, of course, you want to find used stores where you can buy them at good deals, and then just start shopping for them on a regular basis and adding to your collection and curating a collection that's meaningful to you. So in conclusion, Blu-rays are a format of physical media you should give consideration to if you want to start a collection. They have better audio and visual quality than DVDs do. They're less likely to become scratched than DVDs, and they take up less space to store, but just at a slightly higher price both on the new and the used market. So you have to decide for yourself what format is right for you to collect, and whether Blu-rays are the best format for you, or maybe they are in some combination with other movie formats too. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on Blu-rays and how you kind of go about curating your collection. And if you haven't already, hit the like button below and the subscribe button below to see more of my future videos on collecting physical media. But thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next video.